This is number 27 from our rhythm exercises. I'm going to show you how to do the first line, and then you will be responsible for doing the first line as well as all the other lines in 27. I won't demonstrate the entire exercise because I want you to figure out those lines on your own. But let's use the ta and clap method to figure this out. Remember, the ta and clap method says the following: that we account for every beat with either a ta or a clap, that we never initiate a ta and clap at the same time. We're never going to go ta, having them happen at the exact same time. And that we have to ask ourselves, is the beat divided? And I'll demonstrate how that step works right here. So let's look at the first measure. First measure, is the beat divided? Beat 1. No, the beat's not divided, so we're just going to have one event and we're going to ta through that event. There's no claps involved in beat 1. Beat 2, is the beat divided? Yes, the beat is divided into 3 equal triplet eighth notes. So when that happens, we ask ourselves, what is the smallest note value used within that beat? The smallest note value is a triplet eighth note. So that means there are 3 triplet eighth notes within one beat. That means we're going to have 3 events within that beat, either 3 tas or 3 claps or a combination of them. In this case, there's no rest, so we're just going to ta on each one of those. We have ta, and we have ta, 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 all happening within that beat. Second measure is the same as the first. Third measure is where our rule comes into play even more. Is the beat divided? This is beat 1, signified by here. The answer is yes. The beat is divided, and what is the smallest note value used in this beat? Smallest note value is the triplet eighth note. How many triplet eighth notes are in one beat? There are 3. Therefore, we have to account for each one of those within one beat with either a ta or a clap. Therefore, there's going to be 3 events happening within beat 1. Either tas or claps or some combination of both of those. We're going to ta on the first one. This is where the first triplet eighth note would appear. This is where the second triplet eighth note would appear. And this quarter note bleeds into that space. So we're going to clap where that triplet eighth note would be, and then we're going to ta on this one. So if our tempo of quarter notes is here, then that beat is going to go ta, ta, because triplet eighth notes go ta, ta, da, 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 da. So we'll ta on the first part, clap where the second triplet eighth note will be, and then ta here. Here we go, and ta, ta. Same thing happens for beat 2. We can ask all the same questions. So this whole measure here would be, ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Third measure. First beat, is the beat divided? The answer is no, the beat is not divided. This beat is held over with a tie, but the beat itself is not divided. So we will ta this first note. Second beat. First off, we account for every beat, the placement of where the beat starts, with either a ta or a clap. We're not going to be able to ta here because it's tied over. We're not going to be able to we won't re-articulate it when we play it. We'd be holding this over, but we want to mark where that beat starts with either a ta or a clap. Since we can't do a ta, we will clap. Okay, so we're going to clap on beat 1 because it's being held over. Now let's ask the question of beat 2. Is the beat divided? Yes, it is. What's the smallest note value? It's this triplet eighth note. We're going to account for every triplet eighth note with either a ta or a clap. There will be 3 events happening within this beat. Therefore, we're going to clap here because that's the start of the beat and it's being held over. We're going to clap here because that's where the second triplet eighth note would be, and we'd hold this over. And then we're going to ta on this one. So this measure, this is our quarter note beat, is going to go like this. Ready, and ta, ta. I'll do that again. Ready, and ta, ta. So clapping 1 at the start of the beat, clapping here for where that triplet goes. It's very important when you do these exercises that you keep the rhythm pulse going steady. It might be useful to use a metronome while you're doing this, because you want to be able to think of quarter notes of ta, 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 and then be able to switch to triplet eighth notes very quickly. Ta, 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 ta. Again, this measure right here is ta, ta. Notice that I'm holding my voice through this while I clap because this note is still going on. The clapping is just placement of time or marking placements of time. And I will still keep singing through it because this note is still being sounded. Finally, this last measure of this event here has a half note. We ask ourselves, is the beat divided? And the answer is no, it's held over, but it's not divided, so we don't need to ask our next question. Here, is the beat divided? No, the beat's not divided. We're going to ta here to initiate this. Remember, the first rule says that we account for every beat, this is beat 1, this is beat 2, with a ta or a clap. Therefore, we can't ta on beat 2 because this note is being held through beat 2, but we will mark where beat 2 is with a clap. So if this is our quarter note, the last measure will be ta. Alright, so let me do the entire first line for you, and you can do it at the same time to see if you get it correct. Hopefully I'll get it all right on the first time. This is my quarter note pulse. It's important for you to establish what your quarter note pulse is. And remember, you do not need to go fast. You can make it slow as long as it's steady. Here we go. Ta 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 ta. Okay. I snap at the end to show where my voice will stop the note. You're going to do the whole exercise 27. It's best if you can go from the beginning all the way to the end. If you have to stop at each line and restart on the next line, that's an okay way of doing it too. But try to do the whole thing. I think there was something else I was going to say. Now, it's just a matter of keeping steady the idea of quarter notes, keeping that quarter note pulse going on, keeping the triplets going on, and then coming back out of here still having that quarter note feel to be able to do this correctly. I'll do it one last time, and here we go. Ready? Go. Ta 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 ta. And that's the first line. Go ahead and try to figure out the rest of them, applying those rules. If you stick to those rules, you will always get the right answer in terms of when should you ta and when should you clap. Okay, it's always there's no other secret rules. But if you do have questions about it, if you're unsure of how to if you're applying the rules correctly, please let me know.